Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, good morning, happy Tuesday. This is Rob, the Mad Hatter from the biggest show in the world, the hashtag SBTVNation, sitting there talking to my boy, the Dream Kid. Welcome back, Playboy.
Yo, what's going on, man? SBTV Nation, Dream back in the house, and what's happening?
Oh, good, man. Great show yesterday. Had Mr. Rich Winter on, broke down a bunch of NFLs, man. And now, just for you, we get right back into a 15-game baseball card.
Did he get into your about the Miami Dolphins? What happened? Did he get into you about that? Because it was a big deal for him to talk about the Dolphins and talk about you being a Dolphin fan and how you're kind of quiet about it and all that.
He actually alluded to the fact, just like Gamblu, he thinks the Dolphins may win the AFC East, Playboy.
God, what are these guys watching, man? Oh, man. Hey, listen, I just want to say, I don't really know about that. I've got to watch. It's hard to say with football. Anything can happen, but I told you guys, I'm not sold on Tannehill, never have been, so we'll have to take a look, see what's going on with that. Guys, listen, as far as some other things are concerned, I just got back from vacation and stuff, took my little trip. Son, you talk about dark.
Oh. What you mean?
I look like a runaway slave up in this piece right now. White man, be out in that sun, and the kids wilding. Oh, we had a ball, man. We went to Hampton Beach, New Hampshire. It was a really good time. But I do have to discuss anyone who drives for a living. You have my sincere admiration.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't know how you could do it. I just don't know how on a day-to-day basis. Anyone who's driving a car, and I'm going to speak my age a little bit. If you've been driving over the last 30 years, out of a heart, it's like nothing you ever seen before driving. First of all, it's like every population went from like average to like overwhelming. Then the other thing is like nobody works anymore. That's the other thing. Nobody got a job because everybody's out on the road at all times of the day. And lastly, cell phones has just ruined the dude. Everybody you look, you see the most dudes are in the fast lane. 1 minute they're doing 80, the next minute they're doing 40. You go by them and look, they're over there on their phone texting or doing. Dude, it is just and make you want to just get out the car and just have one of them. What was that movie? Remember Michael Douglas was in that movie Falling Down? Falling Down,
yeah.
You want to just have a falling down moment on the highway where you just want to just grab like a bazooka and blow somebody's vehicle up. Or I always wanted to have a car with like a button, like a James Bond button, where you could press a button and your bumper just becomes this like huge bumper, and you could just ram into people like you're at the bumper cars at the amusement park.
I know, man. I hear you.
So it was bad. And then on top of that, then you're back and forth, and the kids are in the back, and you could say what you want about today's technology. Thank God for Bill Gates and the iPad.
Oh, absolutely. How far do you have to drive?
Yo, it's about 2 hours, almost 3-hour drive. I mean, with traffic, with no traffic, it's 2.5 hours. But with traffic, you get into the 3-hour zone. But with the invention of the iPads, you give the kids the iPads. My kids sit back with the iPads and just go ham on them. And thank God for that, because with them included in if they had gotten really involved like they know how to do, it would have just not. The Dream would have been doing a show from the New Hampshire lockup right now.
Absolutely, man. I hear you. Well, welcome back, player. Definitely good to have you back, and lots to talk about, man. So, I went over some stuff yesterday. Your boy Rivers got a bunch of money, man. Did you see that?
Yo, Rivers got a lot of money. I saw that. The one that had me just like ready to call and send a resume to a few NFL teams. Yo, Chris Jizzle with $2 million?
I know.
What the hell was that?
I know. I saw that, man. I was like, I was texting you back and forth like that's got me scratching my head a little bit, kid.
So I'm like, yo, listen, I'm ready to fill out. I'm ready for a spot as a GM because, listen, not only do I know if you need a Chris Johnson at bat, I'm sure I would have been able to get it. But better than that, I know I could have got Chris Johnson for league minimum.
No doubt. I hear you, man.
I would have been like, Chris, listen, listen. I understand, you been in the league for a minute, and you think that you're dope, but we don't really know how much we're going to be able to use you. So, paying you $2 million is out of the question.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it, man. But back to Phillip Rivers, kid. $65 million guaranteed. I mean, we've been talking about it that he's got to go somewhere else or something because obviously that system's just not working in San Diego.
I have never been a fan of him. I didn't like him. I know he's been somewhat successful out there. Cats want to talk to me about his, long passing ability and the accuracy of it. I always say that he just closes his eyes, he just throws the ball as far as he can and hope that the receiver can come down with it. I just never been a fan of the guy. So, look, they want to make the deal. I clueless about why they would give him that much money.
And you missed your boy Tim Tebow, kid, the other night, man. He did pretty well. He ran the ball in one time. He got a standing ovation from the Philadelphia Eagles fans. I think he went, I want to say it was 6 for 12 with 69 yards and a rushing TD.
That's awesome. I'd love for Chip Kelly to start Tim Tebow as a starting quarterback so I could really prepare for him to be back in Oregon next year.
Oh, yeah. So we could bet against Tebow every week?
You know what I'm saying? So we could get him back in Oregon next year. Oregon could maybe this time show up against Ohio State.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, man. So you got any more football news before I talk a little baseball?
Son. Yeah, well, of course. I got tons of football news before you talk baseball.
All right, go for it then. What you got then?
I'm just being funny. No, on the pigskin, nothing really is going on. I was able to get some light peeks at a few games this week, and I didn't see very much as I was busy, doing my thing at the beach, taking it all in. So I really don't have that much. I see that the Texans did put the smackdown on the Niners. That defense it looks a little bit questionable. Obviously, you don't want to get too excited about preseason, but I would like to say that I've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers now twice. And I know that Pittsburgh already had a lot of question marks on their defense, and they were already, trying to fill some spots and do some different things. Pittsburgh's defense is starting to look like it might be a little bit of an issue. Oh, definitely. I was talking to a Pittsburgh fan, one of the fathers on my kids' football team's huge Pittsburgh fan. I said the same thing. He totally agrees, man. So yeah, Pittsburgh's defense is looking like it may be an issue. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Obviously, it's preseason, so you don't make too much of it. This is when they try to iron things out and work it out the way it has. But just you get a little bit nervous when you see a team that is already trying to do something, rebuild their defense, so to say. And you see them, they still got Harrison playing for them too as well. Yeah, you got to see Palomalo come back like mid-season out of retirement. I don't know, but that is a little bit of a subject of concern. And because Pittsburgh prides themselves on their defense, so for them to come in with a defense that is this shaky and this controversial, I shouldn't say controversial, just inconsistent would be a more apropos word, but it's raising an eyebrow, so we might want to just keep our eye on that. I'm not going to go crazy yet, not going to get too excited, but I am a little bit concerned with their defense. Definitely. Kid, this song is so hot, man. It's like one of the old school ones, but I love it to death, man. So as far as the MLBs are concerned, bro, there's one thing I wanted to mention to you. I pull up the standings for the MLB. I go look at the standings right now. Yep. I see no surprises. Yeah. Well, no, dude, the Mets got to be a surprise. Being in first place. My bad. The Mets are the only right. The Mets are just the one. The Houston Astros isn't a surprise. No. I mean, I'm saying like to me, like there's just no real surprise. I mean, the Houston Astros, we talked about them for most of the season, and with that division, outside of the Angels who are in second place, somebody had to step up. That division wasn't that strong as far as I was concerned. Anyway, Seattle, Texas, LA Angels, Oakland A's. So with the A's falling off last year at the end of the season, you expect somebody's going to emerge. So why not use it? But I'm saying, as far as the other stuff's concerned, most of the stuff, I mean, St. Lucia's where they're supposed to be. The Dodgers are, leading theirs. I see San Fran coming up in the background, but the Dodgers there. KC's doing their thing, so to say. I mean, KC is running away with it.
Yeah, definitely, man. And, St. Lucia, my God. I mean, I watched a little bit of that last night, and I'll tell you right now, the atmosphere is electric out there. And you could tell that they weren't having it versus the Giants yesterday. I mean, they Giants were all up in their ass for a minute, though. It was tie game, and, there was an error that separated the run there and made them victorious. So. Right,
and I know that ever since you declared the Yankees elderly, they decided if they must have was listening.
No, I called the Yankees for the series yesterday, man. So I got them and the Houston Astros as far as series are concerned put together. So the Houston Astros laid an egg last night, but I think they'll come back and end up winning that series. I know the Yankees are going to definitely hit 2 out of 3 versus the Minnesota Twins. And dude, speaking of AL races, man. I got to be honest with you, man. The Texas Rangers are only 3 games out. So now the Houston Astros got 2 teams to worry about. They got the LA Angels and the Texas Rangers, dude.
And let me just ask this one question.
Yes.
Do you have the Texas Rangers to win the World Series?
They pay crazy for me, dude.
Okay, how'd I know that?
They pay crazy.
How'd I know that? Well, all of a sudden, you better watch out for the Texas Rangers.
Better watch out, player. They pay crazy, man. Hey, my man Caveman is saying football is here, baseball season's over.
I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. But unfortunately, my man Hatter, along with a bunch of other guys, are deeply invested and involved with this baseball, and it is relative right now. So we got to do it, player. We got to do it. As much as we want to sit here and talk about, football and what's going on in that world, and trust me, I want to do it all day with you. We got to do this baseball and finish it up, as there are a lot of people out there who are deeply invested in this baseball. But listen, we're going to have coming up, I definitely want to do a fantasy show. I'm working on some guests right now, so just keep your seats tight. We're almost there. We will almost be full throttle with football. It's right there. You can
absolutely.
Taste it. I'd like to get in a few of the fantasy heads, do a great fantasy show about some of the guys projected, on what their thoughts are on certain players, sleepers, busts, the whole package. So I am working on that. We will put out a couple of flyers once that is finished and ready, and we can take it from there.
Yeah, I remember my boy Fan Ape was dope as hell with that.
Yep.
So that's somebody you might want to reach out to, and whoever else, man. Hey, you think you got the mojo of fantasy football? Be more than happy to reach out to the Dream, and we'll see what we can do with you. But getting back to your Yankees real quick, brother. Did you see? I don't know if you saw it, man. This guy Brian Mitchell, he filled in for CC. CC was in an altercation on Friday night in a Toronto nightclub. Outside of it, there was a fight. He was all trying to get involved in the fight, dude. And then what happened was all these fans around him started heckling him, saying, "Go Blue Jays." It was caught. Yo, you just see Fat CC going wild, man. He's like 6'7", had bright red shoes on, just kind of throwing his hands and stuff like that. Crazy, man. So they scratched him yesterday. Put Brian Mitchell in, and so Brian Mitchell comes in and gets a baseball across the face, dude. Fractured nasal, man, bleeding all over the place. It was nasty. Unbelievable, wow. Man. Unbelievable. But Fat CC, man, there's going to be some repercussions for him, getting involved in a fight that he had no part of being involved in, dude.
Unbelievable.
I know.
These guys, I don't know what these guys do. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I never have, other than I do know that a lot of them, if you didn't have the right, that's why I'm in my kids' tail constantly, man. Right. Trust me, there's days when I just want to just leave them somewhere, like at the store, and just get in the car and just drive to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of days like that. Because my kids are wild and crazy, but, as being a parent, you got to stay on top of them. And some of this stuff, I attested to that because I think that's where it starts. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you guys, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but my opinion is, it starts at home. It starts with the parent, a father figure, or even if your mom, single parent, family with maybe just a mom too, you have to stay on top of your kids. You have to teach them discipline, responsibility, all the nonsense. You got to teach them everything. Everything your parents may have done with you, or even if they didn't, stuff that you know and you've learned, you've got to pass it on, because if you don't spend time, they will learn from either the internet or from what idiots are doing. And these guys, like I said, I know they like to say they're not role models, but unfortunately you got a lot of inner city kids who don't have, and it's not just inner city kids. I shouldn't limit it to that. There's a lot of kids in general who don't have, real role models and real people actively in their lives, steering them in the right direction, teaching them right from wrong. So they're looking at these guys in that aspect, and these guys idolizing these guys. And every time these guys do something, and I know it's somewhat unfair to them, but it's the society we live in right now. Every time these guys do something dumb, it's out, and then the kids, kind of get the false impression that, hey, you could do that, or it's cool to do that, or, I'm going to go do that, and it just stinks.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, it is what it is, man, and we will keep it moving. As far as people retweeting the show, do you have that list available, Dream?
I do not.
All right. Well, whenever you get a chance, take a look at it, and we will go from there. But looking forward to a big week, man. We've got, this Friday, obviously, we got Freaky Fridays coming up. My man Yato said due to changes at work, he's not going to be able to participate, man. So, that's going to open that's going to open up. That's going to open up the contest to many different underdogs out there now, since Yato is going to be off the map.
Hey, shut Yato. I was wondering how Yato was getting away with that at work.
They probably found him on doing that and said, nope.
Found him in the bathroom.
We're taking the computer away from you, player.
Found him in the bathroom. Passed out in a stall. I said, all right, we got to shut this down. We're not getting any work out of you.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Hey,
so,
listen, I want to thank my man 51JC, Justin Hernandez, AZ Wildcat 83, Immaculate, Jordy Best, Maddie Fresh, Jay Snyder, Shy Picks, Christos, Lone Star Ombre, Caveman Mo, MG86, Benjamin Rowe, Holiday, Sir Mata, Clownman Swag, OJFB, Jason Riley, Danish Better, C. Rodriguez Jr., Rick Lopez, J-Cast, Marlon, Sarat King J, Direct Sports Solution. Good morning to you, sir. P for Prez, Heavy 365, BTD, and Average Joe Punter. What's going on this morning?
Yes, my man James Knoll, as well as with the hashtag athletics. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? So, guess we got to get right into the baseball, Dream.
Guess you're happy.
Yes, you got to get right into the baseball, man, because we don't see any football on the horizon yet. I mean,
and guys, I have actively I don't know about you. My baseball gambling has been, actually, I have been losing, which is good, but like the dollar figure, I think I made like $7 last week on baseball. I mean, $7, and you can, talk about value.
Yeah.
Boy, listen, in New Hampshire on this strip, which is very reminiscent to Atlantic City. I'm trying to, obviously you got to play the parking game because there's no parking in 8 million people and 800,000 cars. But nevertheless, I'm trying to do parking. So there's this one parking lot. Obviously the back street's got the parking lot, and the guys, they trying to just get you. So Sunday we go over there. The parking lot opens up at like $10, right? And it's like they're gauging like how hot it's gonna get, how much sun it's gonna get, how many people as they're getting. The parking lot prices are going up. So we went with my daughter and her boyfriend. So of course, we got there first because my wife is a beach professional. So she had to get everybody. It was like it was like Peyton Ball getting us to the beach. My wife's in the room, Lucy, audible and telling us what bags to take, what to get, what snacks to get. The kids are grabbing stuff. She just got everything, just working it all out. So we get to the beach. We get the $20. My daughter comes no less than 20 minutes later, drives around instead of parking immediately, like my wife had told her, and I had to hear about that, and has to pay $50 to park her car.
Oh, that's brutal.
$50 to park her car in New Hampshire, out of all places. I'm like, $50? Are you kidding me?
Damn, man.
Damn. I would have just opened the sunroof up and just kept driving around the strip and been like, okay, this is what we're doing for tanning today.
That's funny, man. Oh, dude, that's funny stuff, man. Well, hey, you know what? As far as football, we got on the 20th, which is Thursday night, we got Denver at Washington, Buffalo at Cleve. And then Friday, we got Atlanta at the New York Jets, Seattle at KC. And then, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, a lot on the 22nd, man. There's like 8 games on the 22nd, and then 3 on the 23rd, and 1 on the 24th. So they're doing the best they can, I guess, to space it out.
No doubt.
So that's pretty good. So, all right, man, let's get right into it and see
what. The thing is that I don't get is I can't get are you getting what type of? You're just getting the local games, right? Because there was a few games I was looking for. I couldn't get to see none of it.
No, nothing. It's brutal.
Okay.
It's brutal,
yeah,
man.
That's
so,
what I was saying. Yeah,
I'm stuck watching the nasty Jets or, the Patriots or the Giants. That's all I'll get to watch, man. So it's pretty bad. But, hey, it is what it is. It's preseason, and, we'll be getting right on with the NFL ticket and be watching that, dude. We'll be at the bar, kid, especially now that my kid has mostly Saturday games. So I think that's going to be awesome. Pretty good. So, Sunday is going to be free for us, man. So I'm looking forward to it. So, all right, man, let's jump into some value and see what we can find on the baseball card, brother. Hate to do this to you. I know you hate it, but, maybe next year you could just go on a permanent baseball vacation. How about that? I'm
all over that. That's definitely in the works. I will be taking off the end of the NBA, the last game of the NBA Finals to the last week of August. Sounds incredible.
All right, man. Let's switch this up and go into the baseball card. All right. So, all right, guys. So we've got baseball on the ticket today, and we got the Minnesota Twins coming into the New York Yankees, and the New York Yankees are actually up 3-0 in this game last night. Let the Twins take the lead 4-3. Ended up being a 7-7 stomach ache, and New York ended up emerging at the end. Minnesota has Michael Pelfrey, Big Pelf on the mound versus Fat CC Sabathia, kid. Did you realize he's 6'7"?
Yeah,
he's huge. He's definitely huge, man. New York Yankees minus 165 with an under-over of 9 runs. This is a 7:05 start, guys. You have nothing during the day. What do you got here, Dream?
CC Sabathia is 4-9 with a 5.23 ERA. The Yankees are 65-52, 33-21 at home. The Twins are 59-59, 21-35 on the road. Big Pelf is 6-7 with a 3.70 ERA.
Big Pelf been getting lit up as of late, kid. If you look at him, man, let me just see what I've got as far as Big Pelf is concerned. He actually pitched pretty well versus Texas at home. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. But before that, at Cleve, dude, 3 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 7 earned runs. So on the road as of late, not so good, man. When you look at CC, let's see what CC's done in his last couple of outings. Not so bad, man. At Cleve, 6 innings, 9 hits, 2 earned runs versus Boston. He only let up 1 earned run in, let me just see, my screen just shut off on me. Give me a second, guys. CC, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run versus the Boston Red Sox. Think you expect nothing less than the Yankees to win this series, and I believe they'll get this game as well, guys. So we probably will cash that series play after this game tonight. Yankees 10-5 in their last 15 games at home, and you know how bad Minnesota is on the road, 1-7 in their last 8. I expect nothing different here, Dream. I think the Stanks get it done, and they're minus 165. So if you were to do the -1, you're probably just around even money. To be honest with you, and under-over of 9 runs. CC could have a good game and it go under that, guy. So just be careful with that total there, I'll be honest with you. Arizona Diamondbacks beat up on Garrett Cole yesterday, Dream. Garrett Cole is the #1 pitcher for Pittsburgh Pirates, man. So he better not bring that into the playoffs, because if they're in a wild card situation, he gets blown up, Pittsburgh's Pirates season is over, man.
No doubt.
So Arizona at Pittsburgh. Arizona Chase Anderson versus Pittsburgh Francisco Loriano. Pittsburgh minus 210 with an under-over of 7 runs. And the way they hit the ball, man, that's a little scary for Pittsburgh fans, because you ain't catching St. Lucia. I don't think so, man. I think it's going to be really hard to catch them. But what do you got here for numbers?
Now you are really hard to catch, dude. I absolutely love the way you change the game every.
No, it ain't that. No, it ain't that. I watch what
I talk to you. You just change it up, brother.
I'm saying that they're not going to catch them in the division. What's wrong with that?
No. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but I'm feeling how you feel in St. Lucia all of a sudden when a couple of weeks ago.
I don't know if I'm necessarily feeling them. Listen, they're the best defense in baseball. They're one of the best home records in baseball. I get it, but I just don't like the fact that offensively they're a little slow. Gotcha. So I think a team like if they face an elite pitcher pitching 1-2 punch like the Dodgers, like we keep talking about, and Kershaw and Greinke have a good series, they can find themselves down 0-2 in a blink of an eye. So
I like that, but I like the ability. You like a chameleon. You get to change. Change colors. Yeah. Intermittently. Yankees were. You said they were elderly, old, swinging with their shoulders, legs were out, and now you taking them for the series only 3 days later.
Because they're facing the Minnesota Twins, who are absolutely horrible on the road.
I'm with you. Anyway, we got the Diamondbacks. We got Anderson pitching for them. He's 5-5 with a 4.31 ERA. The Diamondbacks are 58-59 all around, 28-30 on the road. The Pirates, who are 39-19 at home, Laureano's going for him today. He is 8-6 with a 3.19 ERA.
All right, sounds good. I got people on here talking about SummerSlam odds for Sunday, man. I guess I'm going to have to do a little segment on SummerSlam, kid, on Sunday with the evil genius. So, when I look at this game, guys, you know what? I really expect Pittsburgh to get the job done here. You got a minus 210 here. Obviously, you don't want to lay all that juice. Although, dude, Sugar Shane put out something yesterday. It was really interesting, Dream, that I'm thinking you would love. I don't know if he tagged you in it or not, but over the last few years, in the second half of the season, if you're playing chalk, if you're playing favorites, minus 163 or more in the second half of the year at MLB, you're cashing big time, dude. Laying all the juice. So have them send that to you, man, because it's something you might want to take a look at, especially the way you play. So,
no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. So Pittsburgh minus 210. You like to get that down to a minus 1. I think Laureano can get the job done here versus Arizona. Arizona, you already know, they're 58-59. You know they're allergic to the 500 number mark. So I think for some reason, I think the Pittsburgh Pirates will get the job done here and win this game. When I look at Laureano in his last start, versus at St. Lucia, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Surprisingly, he hasn't been that great, man. 3 innings versus the Dodgers, 7 hits, 4 earned runs. And at Minnesota, 5 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 2 earned runs. I don't know, man. I just have a feeling that he's going to beat up on Arizona today. What's Arizona's road record?
They are 28-30 on the road.
28-30. Okay, so they're pretty similar. I mean, because they're one game under 500, so that really doesn't make much of a difference as far as my gambling is concerned. But Pittsburgh minus 1 run is probably the move. You'll probably get that at somewhere like a minus 125 to 130. You got the Toronto Blue Jays at the Philadelphia Phillies. I think this is a very scary series for the Toronto Blue Jays. I got to be honest with you. Last time they played each other, man, they split the series in Toronto. Philadelphia Phillies. Toronto has R.A. Dickey on the mound that has been absolutely lights out with the knuckleball these days, guys, versus Philadelphia's Aaron Nola. Toronto minus 190 with an under-over of 8. What do you got here, Dream?
All right, the Blue Jays got Dickey on the mound. He's 7-10 with a 3.96 ERA. The Blue Jays are 25-31 on the road. You are scared of this series, I think you mentioned.
I am scared of this series. I don't like this series at all. I don't like it one bit, man, because this is, Toronto won 11 games in a row. Mm-hmm. Well, what goes up must come down. No, he did go against Philadelphia at home. 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, but none of them were earned. And, nothing as far as earned runs are concerned. So, I don't know. They're minus 190 on the road. That's a game I want no part of whatsoever. Guys, you know what? Feel free, man. But, Toronto, you would think they get the job done. They're supposedly the better team on paper and all that good stuff. But you know what? For me, I have no interest in that. Toronto 12-2 in their last 14 games. And, Philadelphia, man, 9-4 in the last 13 at home. Good luck, man. Good luck betting on that game, guys. You know what? How mad would you be if you took Philadelphia, though, and Toronto wins? You'd be pretty pissed off at yourself. So, you know what? For me, I'm staying away from it. Next one we got on the Ticket Dream I think is very, very interesting. This is going to be a hell of a series, man. You got New York coming into Baltimore. Baltimore coming off a 4-game sweep of the Oakland A's. Actually, they're looking at number 1, the wild card, but number 2, they're actually looking at trying to emerge out of the AL East, man. They're only 4 games out from behind the Yankees. And the Mets are coming into town with Jacob deGrom versus Baltimore's Kevin Gausman. New York slightly favored -115 with an under-over of 7.5. How rare is it to see deGrom only -115, dude?
Well, they're coming in, and the Mets don't play well on the road. That's one issue. That's the problem for the Mets. They are 21-34 on the road. deGrom is 11-6 with a 2.03 ERA. That's been very good this year. He's been pretty stellar on the mound. Command's been pretty good. So I don't know what you make of this series. Series-wise, I think I may have to lean with you. This one's tough, dude.
This one's really tough.
It's a tough series. Yeah.
This is a really tough one that I want no part of. I'll be honest with you. The way Baltimore's playing.
You love that the Mets. If you're an Oriole fan, you love that the Mets don't hit. Especially they don't play well on the road. But if you're a Met fan, you're loving that. You got your pitchers coming in, and Mets pitching has been it's been very good. So. I don't know. Very, very interesting series. Obviously, something that you have to watch. Gausman's going today for the Orioles. He's 2-4 with a 4.48 ERA, which is not that great. The Orioles at home, 36-20 though, so they do win at home. All around, they're 61-56. Very interesting series, brother.
Absolutely, man. And what's the Mets' road record again?
They are 21-34. They just don't play well on the road.
They don't, man, and they're absolutely stellar at home.
Yeah, they don't do good on the road.
I don't know how many games are in this series, but I can tell you Matt Harvey just pitched and got blown up by the Pittsburgh Pirates. So you're probably not going to catch Harvey in this series. You're probably going to get deGrom. You're probably going to get Syndergaard. You're probably going to get Bartolo Colon. Tough one, man. The Mets are 11-5 in their last 16 games. Baltimore 6-1 in the last 7 at home. The way Baltimore's playing, dude, Mets coming off getting swept by the Pirates, dude. Pirates came into New York and swept them, Dream. I don't know, man.
I don't go crazy on those situations. Me and you talk about that behind the scenes all the time. I think sometimes people tend to go a little bit too crazy when they see a team get swept. But the losses sometimes just going to happen. You know what I mean? Look at a couple of weeks ago, the Yankees weren't looking that great. They had gotten swept real quick, and then boom, they turned it all around. So that's how this baseball thing works, player. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Baltimore, has been tearing it up as of late, man. They scored 18 runs the other day. When they had YN Chen pitching for them, and they gave them 18 runs in run support, dude. So I don't know, man. You know what, guys? There's better games than this. You have Baltimore. That's a hell of an offensive team, man. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from it. Good luck to Jacob deGrom. Just deGrom as of late. Let's just take a look at what he's been doing. Let's see. Versus Colorado at home, winner 3-0, 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, shut him out. And versus Tampa Biscuit, 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 earned runs versus Washington in 6 innings pitched. So he's been pretty stellar, man. You can't bet against deGrom. And I don't see you betting against the Orioles either, so I'm going to stay away from it. The next one, we got Cleve coming into Boston. Boston finally kind of slowed down with the bats, dude, after scoring like 45 runs in 3 games.
Dude, no kidding. I was like, I put out a Saturday night. I had a little joke that I put out about the Red Sox manager and since him leaving the team going crazy, and a couple of guys got on my case about it. And then he even made fun of it himself on Sunday. And they went, what it was a football. Listen, because I wasn't watching it. I'm on the road. So at the end, I'm sneaking I sneak peeks and stuff. Obviously I want to try to, to make the trip as fun as possible for my family and not be, hounding scores and stuff like Hatter does. But I snuck a peek. And I'm like, it's got to be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things you're looking at and you're thinking, oh, okay, that's the Patriots, or, ESPN, and look, and they screwed up and you're making fun of it. And then I look again later and I'm like, the score's still there, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I think I even text you. I'm like, yo, is that score right for the Red Sox game?
I know, it's crazy, right? 22-10
runs.
22-10, man. And they let up 10 runs. I mean, how often does a team let up 10 runs and win the game? You know what I'm saying?
How did they score 22?
They got they had 11 right out the gate. Then they had it was like a 5-run inning again, and then another 5-run inning. It was just madness, dude. They just couldn't stop.
My thing is, that one inning when they had 11, what was I can't even imagine the picture on the mound.
No, it wasn't 11 runs in one inning. It was spread out.
Okay.
It was spread up amongst 5 or 6 innings of scoring. It was just madness, but craziness. But when you look at the Boston Red Sox minus 120 today, with an under over of 9. Trevor Bauer, man. Let me see here. What do you got for his numbers?
Trevor Bauer for the Cleveland Indians is 9-9 with a 4.35 ERA. The Indians on the road are 31-28. They are 55-62 all around. The Red Sox are 52-66 all around. 29-30 at home. Rodriguez is going for the Red Sox. He's 6-5 with a 4.83 ERA. I guess maybe are the Red Sox doing that? We're going to win for the coach. I win for the manager. Or I don't know what their stance is, but they obviously went ham with the Pats over the weekend.
All right, Clownman Swag just reminded me about Harvey, versus the Mets. I guess, he did come out after the rain delay. My bad, dude. And the relievers got blown up in that game. So, but when I look at, when I look at Trevor Bauer, and the reason why I'm asking about him is because I remember him getting smoke showed by the Yankees. And I just pulled up the stats, and I was 100% correct about it. Dude, he just pitched about 5 days ago, 3 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs versus the Stanks, dude. And then versus Minnesota at home, 6 1/3, 7 innings. 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs versus Minnesota. I think the Boston Red Sox will get all over them. I know this is a nasty game, but this is a game here that I may end up messing with the Red Sox stream. Minus 120, they're favored for a reason, man. I know that Eduardo Rodriguez has been middle of the road, but for the most part, I think the Red Sox get it done. I think they score a lot of runs. The under-over is 9. I'm not going to mess with the total, but I think the Red Sox, as nasty as this game is, win the game, Dream.
Yeah, you go ahead and get that, brother.
Kansas City at Cincinnati. Kansas City, Edison Volquez versus Cincinnati's Raciel Iglesias. Kansas City minus 130 with an under-over of 8 runs. What you got here?
All right, Volquez is 11-7 with a 3.27 ERA. The Cincinnati Royals are 29-26 on the road. The Reds are 28-26 at home. Iglesias is 3-4 with a 4.70 ERA himself.
You got to see what Yato just said about Batman and Robin thing. Is funny, man. About talking baseball. Kansas City minus 130 on the road. I got news for you guys. This Cincinnati's team at times can be a thorn in your side. Ask the Dodgers game 1 in that series. I don't like this game one bit. Kansas City 8-2 in their last 10 games have been playing pretty damn stellar. Cincinnati 2-6 straight up in the last 8 games. Cincinnati 2-4 in the last 6 at home. 1-7 and straight up in the last 8 when playing Kansas City. Wow, very interesting here. Raciel Iglesias has not been that good either. But for some reason, I think that Cincinnati will steal a game in this series, and I don't want to be a part of being on the other side of that. So I'm going to stay away from it. Detroit at the Chicago Cubs. Detroit, Anibal Sanchez versus the Cubs, Jason Hamill. Chicago minus 160 juice, and I don't have a total yet. Dream, what do you got here?
Let me see. I'm looking to see if I got a total. No, I don't have no total either, no number. Sanchez is 10-10 with a 4.95 ERA. The Detroit Tigers 28-31 on the road. The Cubs are 34-24 at home. Hamill is 6-5 with a 3.10 ERA. All
right. So the Cubbies have been playing very, very well, man. The only loss they had as of late was against my boy Chris Sale. Anibal Sanchez is like a sub-5 ERA. I would expect the Cubbies to get this series done. This is probably a pretty good series to get involved with, Dream.
Right.
Probably going to be heavy, though. The Cubs are 9-1 straight up in the last 10 games, and I was listening to our boy Ralph Cooper yesterday out in Houston. It's nice, man, because I get to listen to a show while I'm watching my kid practice football. It's around that time. And he said the power rankings came out for the MLB, and the top 4 teams are in the same division. Three of the top 4 teams are in the same division, and being the St. Lucia Cardinals, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Chicago Cubs, and they threw Kansas City in the top 4.
Okay.
Pretty surprising, man. The NL Central just kind of dominating things, man. When you look at this, though, there's one thing that sticks out to me, guys. Detroit is 7-1 in the last 8 games when playing on the road against Chicago. So that probably goes back to last year when these teams were flip-flopped. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think the Cubs can win this series. I think you could basically fade Detroit in almost every series right now, especially with all the problems they've been having. But for me, I'm going to stay away from this. I don't like this particular game with Jason Hamill. I don't know enough about Jason Hamill, dude.
I would expect that would be the case with the stats that you were just talking about. As you seem to build your team to beat your biggest rival. You know what I'm saying? So for years we always saw Red Sox building to beat Yankees, or Orioles building to beat Yankees, or Yankees trying to go at the Red Sox, and then what ends up happening is all 3 of the teams end up being dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And so I could definitely understand that concept. I mean, I think you've seen it a little bit in the NFL as well. When you think about NFC East, Cowboys, Eagles, Patriots, beating up on each other all the time, and then, even you could sprinkle the Redskins in there in years ago, many years ago. But it seems like that's how it goes. You end up getting all the, more quality out of one end than on the other end, as teams try to gear up, to beat that that other team, which is the bar, for being a good team. So I get that.
All right. Well, I got news for you, man. Remember when it was always overs? That trend was going crazy with the Detroit Tigers. It was like 23 out of 28 games went over, and it was like 19 in a row or something like that. Yep. Well, the under's going under in 4 of the last 6 Detroit games now. So as soon as we started talking about that streak, hey, some people ride them, some people fade them, and if you've been fading them, you've been cashing pretty much, man. The Cubs are 9-1 in their last 10 games, Dream, and 5-0 in the last 5 at home. So, hey, man, I don't know. You know what? The Cubs will probably win this series. I just don't know if I would want to bet game 1.
And let's be clear that we weren't talking about a streak. You were talking about.
No, it was a trend. It was a trend.
All right, but we were not talking about a trend.
Oh, okay, whatever. You want to stick me out like that? That's yeah, good looking. Good looking. I just read some of the trends, player.
I'm not. You know what? You can't. You do not marry me to no baseball information other than series bets. You know how I feel about trends.
Do me a favor. Get off and go line up some football guests. So I don't got to hear your mouth.
You want to block me, player?
I'm gonna send you to a block party like I do to everybody else.
All of a sudden, it's we now. You got me out of it.
Dream is invited to the block party.
If the trend was going sick happy, remember I told y'all last month. But today it's going foul. It's we all of a sudden. Nah, brother, don't call.
You know something?
With you.
I wonder if I hold the record for most blocked people on Twitter.
Acting like Tom Brady right now, talking about some I didn't call you.
Yeah, right.
We wasn't on the phone.
You're the cat when there's a broken window and the police show up. You're like in the back of me pointing at me. Yeah, right. Good looking.
I'm like, ow. I'm like, ow, I'm not in the back of you nowhere. When the police show up, I'm a rap. I'm all done with the police show because the police don't know how to act, and too many accidents be happening to black people. So I am not playing with the police.
Oh, man.
I don't play with cops, trust me. Them the one people is sir, no sir, yes sir, whatever. Just please Give me my ticket and let me go, because I like my life.
Yes, yes, absolutely. All right, next one we got on the ticket is, let's see, the Seattle Mariners coming into the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers winners of 5 straight games, definitely pulling ahead, but now they got to go against Iwakuma for the Seattle Mariners, who's been pretty decent as of late. Texas has Chichi Gonzalez, Seattle minus 140. With an under-over of 9. I know Iwakuma's been halfway decent as of late, but I don't really get the line, dude. I don't know if I agree with Texas being an underdog at home, Dream. What do you got here?
Hey, listen, the Seattle Mariners team, I mean, I haven't been impressed with them at all.
No, they stink.
I mean, even when Felix has been on the mound, it's still like, man, I'm not taking them to win. I don't mind a no-score first inning. I'm not taking them to win, though. They're 55 and 54 all around. The Seattle Mariners are 29 and 31 on the road, which isn't extremely bad. I mean, obviously there's worse road records. Iwakuma is 4-2 with a 3.86 ERA. Chichi Gonzalez is 2-4 with a 4.22 ERA for the Rangers. Rangers are 27 and 29 at home. They are 60 and 57 all around, and they are trying to, as you say, make a little run for the Houston Astros.
Yeah, man. Last time Iwakuma pitched, he shut out the Baltimore Orioles. Complete game. No hitter, dude. No hitter versus the Baltimore Orioles, so that's pretty badass. And then he faced Texas, 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs versus Texas. Guys, there's no way you could convince me to take Seattle over Texas today.
Nah, me neither.
You know what I mean?
Couldn't convince me neither.
So, and Dream, just so you know, that 22-10 game, you know who Seattle started?
Who?
King Felix.
Did they?
Yes.
Wow.
He got killed. I think he let up like 10 runs, dude.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
what happened?
The Dream, Dan said the King lost his crown that day. That was almost like when they played the Houston Astros and they scored 8 in the bottom of the first versus King Felix. King Felix has been kind of up and down this year, man.
Who capped the Red Sox to win by 22? Whoever did that, I want them on the show.
Yeah,
not
definitely.
A win. You had to cap them winning by 22.
Or scoring 22 for that matter.
And prove it. Matter of fact, that's more important.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Yes.
You know, there's a whole bunch of caps. Oh, I had them, Dream. I had them winning by 100.
Texas scoring over 4.5 runs a game. Like I said, winners of 5 straight games. Iwakuma, like my man King of Spreads is talking to me, did have a no-hitter in his last outing versus the Baltimore Orioles. So, but, I still, bro, hey, listen, I'm sorry, man, but there's just no way you could give me Seattle minus 140 versus the Texas Rangers. They will probably, because of those odds and because of that money line, they'll probably win. But for me, I'm going to just fall back from that. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit.
What about the Rangers for the series?
Rangers for the series, they already played last night and won a game.
Oh, okay.
So you're out of that. So Tampa Bay at Houston today. Tampa Bay, Jake Orodizzi versus Houston, Scott Feldman. Houston minus 125 with an under-over of 8 runs. I like Houston in this matchup, and I'll tell you why in a minute. What you got there?
We got my man Orodizzi. He is 6-6 with a 3.09 ERA. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays coming in there 28-28 on the road. 59-59 all around. The Houston Astros, as you are 55, 40-20 at home. They definitely get it done when they're in the house, and they are at home tonight. Feldman's 5-5 with a 4.17 ERA.
All right, so when I look at this, man, I look at the Houston Astros, coming off the loss last night. You know what I've noticed, Dream?
Yes.
Anytime these teams, like when they fly back home,
yep.
If it's like somewhat of a decent distance, man, they usually drop game one.
Okay.
I've noticed that. I mean, look at Houston yesterday, and look at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, same thing. You know what I mean? So, when I'm taking a look at this here, man, I don't really know about. I mean, they just played Detroit. At home as well, guys. So I'm talking about like some previous series when they were playing at home. They came off and lost game one, and I'm noticing a lot of that stuff in baseball. Especially like I said, the Pittsburgh Pirates just did it. So Game 2, man, Houston's overall defense has been pretty good, man. When I'm looking at this here, the over's going over in 9 of the last 12 Tampa Bay games. Tampa Bay 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. Houston's been one of the best home teams in the league, 16-4 in their last 20 games at home. I expect them to bounce back, get the job done. On paper, they're the better team. I think they're going to win this game, Dream. I think I'm going to, I already got them involved in a series play, so we'll see what happens with that, and we will go from there. But Miami Marlins at the Milwaukee Brewers, I don't even think we need to talk about this game. Milwaukee minus 145 with an under-over of 8. Guys.
But Milwaukee got my boy Carvey on the mound. He's 0-4 with a 5.9 ERA, which is incredible, which gives me hope of thinking that I could maybe be an MLB pitcher.
Yes. Yes, Cravey, man, or whatever the hell his name is. Yeah, Miami 7-15 in the last 22 games. Ouch. They actually have a worse record than the Phillies, I think. Brutal.
Is that the Brewers? The Brewers, and you do have them to win the World Series.
No, the Miami Marlins I'm talking about.
Oh, and you got them too?
The Brewers have a 51-69 record, man. So
I know. Remember,
I plug all the underdogs, man. You know how I work with that, so it's all good.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I could have saved you. I could have saved you at least.
I already faded out of it.
I could have saved you the Brewers. I could have saved you the Phillies. I could have saved you the Marlins. And I don't know nothing about baseball.
San Francisco at St. Lucia. San Fran, Ryan Vogel, song on the mound versus St. Louis, Lance Lynn. St. Louis minus 140 with an under-over of 7 runs. Dream. What do you got here?
Very good series, this one right here. I will definitely have my eye on this as much as I have my eye on baseball. But I will be watching this one. Lynn's going today, 9-7, 2.95 ERA. Obviously, the Cardinals are 45-18 at home. And guess who's better than them at home?
Than the Cardinals? Got to be the Mets or the Astros.
Yeah, I was going to just say the Astros. But just slightly. And the Cardinals are also 76-42 all around, though, and that is dope. The Giants are 64-54, 29-30 on the road. Vogelsong's pitching for them. He is 8-8 with a 4.15. Guys, watch. The Giants are sneakily, and I don't like this team. But here they go, end of the season, you know what I mean? And they're right there looking at you saying, hey, you know what? We're coming to maybe win the World Series again. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. I guess it's, everybody says it's the pitching thing. I don't really have a great grasp on baseball like that to understand this team, but apparently they know what they're doing.
Absolutely, man. Well, they beat up.
They're playing another team that knows what they're doing too, in the St. Louis Cardinals. So I would expect the Cardinals to get it done, but be careful with this Giant team.
Yeah, they did beat up on the Nasties, dude. They swept them 4 games, bro.
I know, son.
Unbelievable. But if you're a $100 better, you're up almost $2,500 with St. Lucia. And $419 if you bet in San Francisco every single game to game. When I look at this, man, I've seen a lot of unders in St. Louis, man. 16 of the last 23 games have gone under. It's because they're doing.
I gotta inquire though, dude. Who do you? I know. As soon as I say this, it'll be a whole bunch of tweets about. I do it. I'm up 2,500. But who bets St. Lucia every game $100?
I couldn't even imagine anybody doing that. That's got to be one of the biggest wastes of time I think you could ever do. Because you know what? If you do that and then you do the Dodgers are got a winning record and you're down. Baffles my brain.
I hear you, but it's but okay. All right, good. I'm glad you said that. All right, let's keep it moving.
Well, you know what I'd love to know?
Yes.
I'd love to know if you bet St. Lucia, right?
Yep.
And you lost one game and then you doubled down the next game.
Right.
And then you tripled down if they lost like a couple in a row. I don't know how many games they've lost in a row. I think maybe it's been like 4 max.
Okay.
You're probably giggling right now, dude. You're probably up like 10 G's on that. $100 better.
Get it, right? Yeah.
If you were doing like a chase system with them. So, hey.
If you're home and you decided to see, but that's the gambling. Is this the gambling part of you now? And you're not supposed to do that, based on, proper money management. But if you're a gambler and then you get them at home and get them in a dusty series with somebody, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm up, 2,500 right now. I'm gonna throw the whole thing on it. You really were killing them.
I think I'm gonna have the Kid Picks call on Sunday and do the wrestling with me. for SummerSlam, man. He just hit me up, said he wants to come on. Let's see.
Rick Flaw, but because football's coming and I got to have him on. And I don't like, I hate when I don't like when I have the guests on too many times.
Yeah, good point.
And I start getting, so-and-so's on for his 855th time. And I want, I definitely need him in here for football. And you just had him on 2 weeks ago with baseball.
Good point. Well, we'll be going back and forth. And, guys could buy my wrestling package for $999. My WWE package.
So he wanted to be the people's capper. He went from the Twitter bulldog to the people's capper.
People's capper. Oh, man.
Amazing what the dream could do to you.
Oh, unbelievable, man. All right. I think it was great, too, that football, what was it, Canadian Football League, where they did the touchdown dance. It was the people's elbow.
Yeah, I loved it.
That was fantastic. All right, Washington Nationals coming into the Colorado Rockies. Washington, Jordan Zimmerman. Colorado, David Hale. Washington minus 160. I don't have an under over yet. It's probably somewhere along the lines of 11.
10.5.
All right, so I was close. What do you got here, dude?
Hey, we got Zimmerman going. He's 8-8 with a 3.34 ERA. The Nationals are 27-35 on the road. One thing about that people's elbow, though, I gotta just mention this: the other team that stood there though and watched him do the people's elbow, I would have been so irate with my squad if I was the coach or even a player. You guys just got scored a touchdown on, and you stood there and watched him do that crap in the end zone. Because I would have been ready to fight. I would have broke that up. That would have been a fight for me, unfortunately, if I was on the field. There's no way I would have been able to let him do the people's elbow. But back to this. How do you feel about that, player?
I know. I am totally in agreement on that.
Okay, all right. Zimmerman's 8-8 with a 3.34 ERA for the Nationals. Hale is 3-4 with a 5.69 ERA for the Rockies. Rockies are 26-31 at home. Nationals 27-36 on the road. Do the Nationals get it going now? Or are they going to make their little run?
They have to. They have to. If they don't start soon, they're dead. And because they're one game under 500, dude. They're like right there with the Arizona Diamondbacks, bro.
Right.
Believe that? The Washington Nasties, man. Unbelievable. So this might be the epic collapse that we were alluding to earlier in the year, man. So we'll see what happens with this. But, at Colorado, that's not a fun place to play either. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it is for the guys that hit the ball.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. You imagine a pitcher being traded over there. You must be screaming, dude. Unbelievable. So I don't know. You know what, Washington. You got to kind of wait for them to win a couple of games here to get their mojo back. My God, when you look at them, they're 0-5 in their last 5. They are 6-3 straight up in the last 9 when playing Colorado. I don't know if those were on the road or at home, but Colorado 1-6 in their last 7 games, pretty much riding their season off. I don't know, Dream. Washington should probably win this series, but being in Coors Field, I don't want any part of it, to be honest with you. So I'm going to stay away. Stay away. I did have the LA Angels last night. It was a stomach ache, but they ended up emerging over the Chicago White Sox. And the White Sox are coming back into town playing the LA Angels. The White Sox have John Danks, kid, your boy.
My boy.
Versus LA Angels, Garrett Richards. LA Angels minus 170 with an under-over of 7.5 runs. What do you got there?
This would have been an easy. Did you do the series for this?
I did not. I just did game 1.
Okay.
It was only minus 144 yesterday.
Okay, gotcha. I wonder what the series price was. If I had been around, I probably would have went ham on this series because you guys know I can't stand that White. Oh, not that I can't stand them, but I don't like them at all, and I know I like betting against them. Made a lot of money so far this year. Well, I mean a lot is like $50 so far this year betting against the White Sox.
Made a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for me in baseball, y'all. I'm keeping it real. Jay Danks is 6-9 with a 4.58 ERA. The White Sox are 25-33 on the road. The Angels are 37-23 at home. Richards is 11-9 with a 3.55 ERA.
All right, man. So when I look at this particular series and this matchup here, LA Angels 4 games over 500. And now with the emergence of the Texas Rangers, this team better start winning because they could be sitting on the outside looking in, Dream, at the end of the day, man. So, you know what? You got to expect Trout and Pujols to be doing their thing, as we go. I know
I was watching something, dude, and they were talking about how that they don't have much outside of that, though.
Yeah, right, exactly. And Pujols has been having some foot issues from what Dan has told me. So, I don't know. He's got some kind of stuff that, like, I forgot what it is, but it keeps coming back, and there's no way of getting rid of it, dude. So
I know how he could get rid of it because you guys, and I said this before, but Mr. Pujols, great athlete, whatever, but we do know that when he was dope was when Barry Bonds and them other guys were dope, and Sosa and McGuire and I think maybe you guys hear what I'm trying to say. So maybe he needs to get on the phone with Palco and get his numbers back then, right? Maybe.
You know
what I'm saying? I ain't saying that he did it, but I just know that his numbers were a lot better, when all that was going on, so, and he seemed to manage to escape from it, and maybe he is clean. I don't know. I wasn't there with any of them, but I do know that his numbers have not been the same since they've gotten strict on that policy, so that's all I'm going to say.
Got it. I expect the LA Angels to get the job done against John Danks. I think you would agree with me on that. Maybe a -1 would get it down to a -125. This is -1 run we're referring to, guys. Instead of giving the juice -170. So I don't know. We'll have that conversation and go from there. Maybe we do a Pittsburgh Pirates LA Angels parlay, Dream. That might work. Or you take the Yankees. Maybe you could put the Yankees in there somewhere. But I think we'll have that conversation later on. We got plenty of time before these games kick off, guys. Next one we got is the LA Dodgers at the Oakland A's. And Oakland A's, as you know, is a pitcher's park. It's pretty hard to hit home runs in there. I believe there was 1.7 homers per game last year in this ballpark. And Clayton Kershaw has been pretty damn stellar, guys. LA -240. With an under-over of 6.5 runs. Dream, what you got here?
Kershaw, 10-6, 2.39 ERA. The Dodgers are 25-31 on the road. Athletics, 27-34 at home. Durbant is 1-1 with a 4.59 ERA. No opinion on this one other than the Dodgers should win.
Dude, it's 7 of the last 8 starts for Kershaw. He hasn't even let up a run, dude. 7 out of 8, Dream. The only one was with Pittsburgh. Remember that night we went out? He let up 4 runs in that game. 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs. That was back on the 7th, about 11 days ago. But then he came back and shut out the Nasties. 8 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. So, guys, Clayton Kershaw should probably get the job done. We probably look somewhere along the lines of a first 5 team total under for the Oakland A's because their lineup is absolutely dreadful. Crush the Bookie was talking about that yesterday. So, I don't know, man. I think Kershaw does the same thing, and I think the team total under for the Oakland A's is probably the move in this matchup, and we will go from there because the Dodgers' pen has not been all that, man. So just keep that in the back of your brains, guys. 240 is a lot of juice to be laying on the road, regardless of who the teams are. Final game we got on the ticket is a nasty one. We got Atlanta and San Diego. Atlanta, Matt Wisler, and San Diego, big game, James Shields. Big game blown up. James Shields. He's been getting smashed, kid. What do you got?
Mr. Shields is 8-5 with a 3.89 ERA. The Padres are 27-29 at home. The Braves are 21-41 on the road. Awful. Whistler's 5-2 with a 4.74 ERA. Awful game.
The last 19 innings for big game Shields, dude. He's let up 10 earned runs. So it's like 1 earned run every 2 innings he's pitching so far. And I believe they're putting him on waiver wires, man, to try to get him traded. So we'll see who ends up picking him up. But the way he's been pitching as of late, it's almost like what Cole Hamels was doing on his way out of Philadelphia. So I don't know, man. You know what, guys? Feel free to bet this game, but I would not recommend it at all. Atlanta 1-9 straight up in the last 10 games on the road. San Diego 5-2 in their last 7. No opinion here whatsoever, Dream.
Me neither.
All right, sounds good. Vegas Girl 92661 just told me that Pujols has plantar fasciitis. It's painful heel pain. So that's what he's dealing with right now, as far as that's concerned. So,
and he needs some steroids. It's plantar fasciitis, and he needs some steroids. We know that Dion had it, a couple other guys had it, but I think Mr. Pujols mostly just needs a shot in the behind. And he'll be right. All right, we finally finished up this
We're done with the baseball.
We're obviously running over as usual because baseball does that, but it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Definitely a good time. All right, where am I at? I am looking at the LA Angels to win this game. I'm looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates to win their game. I may put them together. I may do -1s. I don't know yet, guys, but the games I'm gonna keep warning you about this Toronto-Philadelphia series. Good luck with it. Toronto -190 on the road. I know Dickey's been dope, but just be careful with that Phillies team. You already know, man, if you've been betting against the Phillies, you already know when they're like plus 200s, they end up winning these games. Other than that, LA Dodgers should probably get the job done. Maybe them in a first 5, but you got to depend on their offense to do something in that ballpark. I like an Oakland team total under maybe first 5. You're probably going to be somewhere around 1.5 runs. You know, Clayton Kershaw, just as long as he doesn't let up more than a run, you should be good in that first 5 innings. I think that's probably the move with Oakland's pitiful lineup, Dream. And that's pretty much it, man. My boy TK is taking Seattle with Iwakuma over to Texas Rangers. Dude, good luck with that, man. I don't know if I like that one, but hey, I wish you the best of luck. I understand, he reads lines a lot, and I understand the line being where it is. And I like the Red Sox, dude. I like the Red Sox to beat Trevor Bauer and Cleveland Indians today. So a lot of games on the ticket, man. 15 games, and that's what I've selected so far. I don't know if I'm playing them all, but that's where I'm at. What you got?
And guys, for me right now, listen, I don't like giving out stuff. First of all, if I don't play it, I don't want to give it out if I'm not playing. And I'm not big on that because obviously if you lose, I want to lose too. Well, I don't want to lose, but I'm just saying I don't want to give something out and then you lose it, but I'm sitting over here, I didn't lose nothing. I'm just not cool with that.
Right.
So if I'm not playing, I'm not giving anything out. That's my stance on it. I did mention, last week, I believe on one day, playing, I'm just not giving nothing out. That's just how I feel about it, and I'm not gonna force nothing. I got football right around the corner, and I'm good with. I got my bankroll is dead right, ready to get in the game with that. I'm more, doing homework on that, getting that stuff ready, and just spending the last, few days and few weeks with my family, keeping stuff under wrap so that when football comes, I can tell everybody kick rocks.
Yes, yes.
So agree. That's where I'm at. I'm not gonna force nothing. You guys know, And by the way, me and Hatter on the show, I go back and forth with him. Yeah, I go at him, but I love my boy to death as I talk to him every day. So I gotta get in his butt. It's only fair, plus it's entertaining.
Oh, were you trying to make up? Were you trying to make up the fact that I'm gonna block you after the show?
I'm just explaining how we go down. I don't want people to misconstrue. Ain't no love lost between me and my boy. Trust me.
Block
anyway,
party.
I want to send a big shout out to my man Angelo Nunez, Vegas Girl 92661, Tip Talker, Boston Red Sox is out there. Joseph Del Rosario, great to see you. We are Team Canada, King of Spreads, Total Sports Edges out there. I can't wait to get them on as they are up and coming very soon as well as we get ready to kick off the NFL. 808 Niner Nation, what's up, brother? Key MVU's out there, JDH24 betting tips. Richard Comics out there, Tanakis, what's happening? Tommy King's out there, Real Picks, 5-1, JC, Justin Hernandez, AZ Wildcat 83, Immaculate, Jordy Best, Matty Fresh, Jay Snyder, Shy Picks, Christos, Lone Star, Ombre, Caveman, Mo, MG86, Benjamin Rowe, Holiday, Sir Mata, Clownman Swag, OJFB, Danish Better, Jason Riley, C. Rodriguez Jr., Jay Cass, Rick Lopez, Marlon, Sarat, King Jada, King of the Freaky Friday contest.
Yes.
The Red Sports Solution, good morning to you, player P for Prez, Heavy 365, BTD, and Average Joe Punter, our Australian connection. Put a shrimp on the barbie for your boy. Hey, guys, listen, there are plenty of guys out there that are doing their thing, that are giving out their picks, though. If you are looking for some information, that's what the community and the nation's all about. All you got to do is tweet out, hey, who do you like? And I'm sure you'll get a whole bunch of conversation after you put that out there if you are interested. But as far as the dream, I am just going to play the back. And my man Hatter, you will always hit him up. He is knee-deep embedded in baseball. So you can go to him if you need some baseball information. Once again, I am the dream. Always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, we are Sports Betters TV, the biggest show in the world, every single day having a ball. We love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Do your own homework, bet your own plays, make all your dreams a reality, and get that money. Let's go.